I see.
Huh?
Want to start with Peter?
Yeah, it's up to you. Oh, sure. Yeah.
Peter, you want to go?
Go ahead.
You want to? Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I want to go into the budgets and the availability of money. It looks like you've spent something like...
No, it's 1995 to 2013.
Pardon?
It's over an 18-year period.
It looks like you've spent $2.4 billion on this overall project over the last, since 2013. Is that correct, Mr. Guadi?
I do not have the exact numbers on at my fingertips, but across the enterprise, that sounds about right for the global nuclear detection architecture.
I'll take that back. It's since 1995 to 2013, $2.4 billion on the putting in place the technology. And the question for the three of you is this a money issue? That is not enough resource, not enough money to get the job done? Let's start with Admiral Brown.
Sir, I'd say that one of our challenges remains coordination. We've got a great thing going now with DNDO, CBP, TSA, and within our department, as we've implemented the unity of effort goals of the Secretary, one of the areas in which we are applying greater effort is to coordinate the acquisition of technology so that the physical devices that we're using and the doctrine and the tactics by which we use them are similar and coordinated across multiple agencies, and DNDO has the lead in that.
So in your annual budget request to Congress, do you need more money or less money for this specific purpose?
Sir, for this specific purpose, we run our requirements through the department and through DNDO.
Okay.
Good morning, and thank you for that question, sir. We at the Domestic Nuclear Detection Office, we are the strategic sourcing partners for this particular mission in the department. What that means is we have the responsibility to bring in all the requirements from all the operational components, work with the department's Joint Requirements Council, and allocate the right resources to meet the mission need. Very recently, we did something for the first time in the department. We pulled together requirements from across the agency and made a single purchase, not just for the equipment itself, one particular unit, thereby standardizing the unit across the capability across the operational components, but also the maintenance contract. In the long run, this will save the department a good bit of money. So that has helped, certainly. I would put in a slight plug for your efforts to pass our budget. The continuing resolution, sir, would put a significant clamp on our ability to support CBP in particular to replace some of the aging radiation portal monitors and support operations at high-volume ports.
Yes, back to sequestration and continuing resolutions. Mr. Owen.
Sir, and similar to the Coast Guard, we define our operational needs to DNDO, who then will survey the technology that's available and procure those equipment on our behalf. So their funding purchase the equipment that we need in terms of rad nuke detection.
Okay. Most of this has been dealing with dirty bombs. There's another whole aspect of this radiological material control that's over in the defense budget and the Department of Energy budget, having to do with the international transshipment and the effort to address that. I'll note that in the House version of the NDAA, we cut that budget, which would seem to be unwise. I understand that the recently vetoed bill increased it at the Senate level, perhaps still insufficient. I do note that we are spending some $30 million this year on an East Coast missile defense system to protect us from an uranium nuclear bomb. And that's a $3.5 billion investment, should it ever come to pass, and another $1.2 billion annual investment in missile defense systems. So the question for the three of you is are we more likely to see a missile incoming or a bomb in a tugboat or a fishing boat or in a container? Mr. Owen? A dirty bomb or otherwise bomb?
I think the likelihood of a dirty bomb is mitigated by several factors, beginning on the international arena, as you mentioned. The presence of radiological detection equipment at ports of entry or border crossings throughout the world is much higher There's also the logistics aspect of international shipping. If you actually have your hands on a dirty bomb, you turn it over to a truck driver who's going to take it to the port will turn it over to a terminal operator, who will turn it over to a carrier will put it on the vessel, that vessel may move to other ships, other ports where it is offloaded. You lose control of your asset. So I think the nature of that works against supporting a dirty bomb in that container. So there's much more detection than we've had in the past. And you would also, again, lose control of your asset for some time as it goes through the shipping channels. I think there's probably other scenarios where you retain control of that asset that may be more of a greater threat.
For example?
General aviation, small boats.
Admiral, small boats,
So-
general aviation.
I would tend to agree with Mr. Rowland's assessment, sir. I think the answer to your question probably would better come from the intelligence community, but I would say that in addition to the dirty bomb scenario in a container and the challenges associated with delivering one, that some of the other threats we'd face would be from smaller boats, and whether they were radiological devices or other improvised explosive devices or small arms attacks. Those are another area of port security that we take very seriously.
I think most of this hearing is going to be focused on other than that, but it would be useful for us to focus on that. I know we've had some previous testimony in other hearings about that piece of it. My time's expired. I thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Yield back.